Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Simone Saints Square Off. I'm your host, Simone Walker. We have a great debate for you today on the two of the hottest topics surrounding Major League Baseball. The Houston Astros, who won the World Series in 2022, have questions surrounding their longevity as a dynasty. And the question we've all been asking for decades, should steroid users be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Squaring off today is Brian Germinaro and Sean Cunningham. Sean, start us off. Is the Houston Astros dynasty tainted?
Well, thank you, Simone. And starting off with the Houston Astros debate, I believe that yes, their dynasty has been tainted. Now, everyone has their own points, I'm sure, to bring up on this situation, but the fact of the matter is, in 2017, when they won their first title, they cheated. And knowingly, they did it until at least the next season, according to MLB's investigation. And this is something that could have been prevented back in 2017 when the scandal first started happening. They had players that willingly didn't go along with the scandal, sure. They had Jose Altuve, who said he didn't want to take part in the scandal. They had A.J. Hinch, the manager that year, who in fact destroyed the setup a couple times and tried to prevent it from happening. But at the same time, those were leaders in the clubhouse. They could have prevented the entire team from using it again, because when Hinch destroyed the setup, it just went right back up and the team continued as if nothing was going on. And in recent years, while the Astros have still had success, it's always going to be tainted from the outset of what happened to start off that whole dynasty.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. But I feel that they have won so much that it almost takes away that they didn't need a scandal to win in 2017. Think about it. Since 2019, when for a fact the scandal was broken out, we knew that they were cheating. They stopped cheating in 2019. They have won a World Series and have made 3 World Series appearances. Like, you know how hard it is to make a World Series? You have to win 162 games and then win in the playoffs. So that's an impressive team. This is an impressive team no matter what it is. And the cheating scandal has been a little overblown because, yes, what they were doing was heinous and horrible and ruining the integrity of the sport of baseball. But there have been rumors that aren't true, the buzzers on the jerseys, all of it's not true. And I think that's, gets a little overblown.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to have to stop you right there. We're going to move on to the question of the morning. Should steroid users be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame? Brian, why don't you start us off on this one?
Well, the point of the Hall of Fame is to teach of the history of baseball. You cannot tell the story of baseball without steroid users. So for that case, they should be in the Hall of Fame. It might not be the best moment in baseball history, but it's still baseball history, and we need to celebrate these great players despite what they were doing off the field.
And yeah, I understand that. And that, of course, did lead to a couple of great eras in baseball with the McGuire-Sosa home run chase, for example. But I don't think that this is the precedent we should be setting for players to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, because a lot of the players in recent times that have been involved in the ballot, such as Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez, Barry Bonds, they had their names implicated in steroid scandals. They either tested positive or have flat out admitted to it. And I don't think that's the precedent we should be setting for guys to go into the Hall of Fame. And I think that doing that would set a bad example to not only people who are actively playing the game, trying to get into baseball, that they need to use these substances in order to have good careers. I don't think it's just something that we should consider doing.
Well, I understand that point, but here's the issue. Baseball players have always been using substances no matter what. In the 70s and 80s, it was known as greenies. If you weren't using greenies in the 70s and 80s, people thought you weren't trying. And all those guys are now in the Hall of Fame. We have known steroid users. David Ortiz failed a steroid test. Pedro Martinez, arguably the greatest pitcher of all time, failed a steroid test. They're both in the Hall of Fame, no problem. So why shouldn't the greatest home run hitter we've ever seen in Barry Bonds go in as well?
Well, that's another thing, but there was a thing in the jury that Bonds had failed a steroid test before. That could be an argument as to why people have said he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, thank you guys. And thank you at home for tuning in to Simone Saints Square Off. For Brian Germinaro and Sean Cunningham, I'm Simone Walker. Have a great rest of your day.